everybody, so today I've got the YSL Holiday collection. I've got the eyeshadow palette and I've got all three of the LOVESHINE lipsticks. So I'm going to be trying all of this on for you today so we can see how this is looking. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah. I'm 47, not a professional, just somebody who loves makeup and beauty. Here on my channel, I like to show you the latest releases, some of my favourite looks, any beauty news I think you'd be interested in. I do upload at least twice a week, if not more, especially at this time of year. So if you think you'd enjoy that sort of content, I would appreciate it so very much if you subscribe to my channel and if you like this video, if you enjoy it. And also if you're already subscribed, thank you so much, all of you. You know I appreciate every single one of you, and welcome back to my channel. And my skin tone, if that's helpful to anyone, I've got fair to light skin with neutral undertones and blue eyes, if that's helpful at all. You can probably see that already, but some people ask with the eye looks. Anyway, let's get on with this video. So I wasn't expecting this to arrive today, so it was a bit of a shock. I thought it was going to be one day off. It's been literally day after day after day of Christmas releases and videos for YouTube. So it's been relentless, but it's been great fun. So this little surprise arrived today. So I'm very excited to get this, and this is going out a bit late because I've been sitting here waiting for the Pat McGrath release to go out. So I've just ordered my Pat McGrath, so that'll probably be here fairly quickly, and I'll be back in front of the camera filming that one for you. But anyway, today is all about YSL, and I know a lot of people are very interested in this palette. It's absolutely stunning. Wait till you see it. I can't wait to show you, and I can't wait to try it on. Just also wanted to show you, it came with this gift with purchase, this bag. So this is from the YSL site. So it's got this little bit here for putting bits and pieces in. Very cute, it's like a little clutch almost. So that's nice, I like that. It's very solid as well, it's not too soft. And it also came with one of my favourite perfumes of all time, the Libera by YSL. And it came with this mini lipstick. I mean, the packaging for freebies, really not bad at all. And that's the shade that they've given me. I love things like that, especially if you're going on holiday and you've got a limited amount of space in your packing. A little thing like this with a perfume, lipstick and a handful of things. It's just ideal actually, isn't it? And they also sent me a mini lash clash. So very generous this time, YSL. They really have given me lots of goodies with my order. So that's how the bottle looks with the lash clash. So let's get started with the eyeshadow palette. And before I do anything, let me show you my swatch video. So here that is. So you can see it's really gorgeous, but something that's really disappointing is the embossing literally disappears with the very first swipe. So this is how it looks after just swatching. So it's lost its sort of beauty. So don't be sucked in by that first of all, but let's see how it looks on the eyes. And before I do that, I'm just going to go compare it with one from last year. I think it was last Christmas time, but I could be wrong. This one was number 800. So if you look at these two side by side, they are quite similar. So the new one is called 24 Golden Lace, and the one I'm comparing it with, as I said, is number 800. I don't have the name, it's just 800. But look, they swatch quite differently actually. So this one here is the older one, 800, and this one here is the new one. And I have to say the new one is much more impressive. The new one has 3 of the sort of shimmery finishes and just 1 matte, and the 800 has 2 mattes, much lighter as well, and the shimmers, the gold is quite similar there, isn't it? Maybe it's even the same, but apart from that I don't really think they're the same. I think the lightest shimmer in the new one is still showing a bit more than the lightest shimmer in 800. So certainly if you've got 800, you've got something very similar, but I don't think it's quite as special, so you might still want this. I have to say I'm relieved because I really didn't want to have a repeat palette. It's very expensive, so you don't want to be buying this and then finding it's a complete repeat. I was a bit concerned it was all about the embossing and the packaging and nothing about new sort of shades, so I am quite happy with that. And that's the only YSL palette in my collection that is at all similar. I don't have all of them, but I do tend to go for these sorts of colours. So I haven't got any that match it. So this is a limited edition palette and it costs £58, which I believe is around about the same price as the standard one. So even though it's got the beautiful packaging, it's not costing any more, I believe. So these ones are going to be limited edition. I don't know if they'll be around after the holidays, so I'm not going to say to rush out and get it. I would never do that, but I don't know. You might have to. It might vanish quickly. I can see this being very popular. It is so beautiful. This packaging is very enticing. The colours are very enticing. Perfect present, perfect to wear over Christmas. This really is one to pull out over Christmas for parties, isn't it? So they might not hang around and they might not be here after Christmas, but then they might, so who knows. So the embossing that disappeared, apparently they were holiday flowers. So they looked nice while they lasted, but they didn't, so that was a disappointment. I wasn't expecting them to last forever, but if they just lasted a few looks, it would have been nice. But literally they just melted the minute my finger touched them, so that was a bit sad. Anyway, let's start a look. So I don't know whether to start with this deep matte because it does look a bit deep. What shall I do? Let me think. I think I'll risk it. So I've got my Refa number 1. And I'm going to start with this. Still, it is pretty pigmented, so I'm going to have a very light hand to use this as a very first shade, but it is the only matte. I don't want those sort of gold shimmers to be a transition. So I won't be going back in with the brush. I think this little tiny bit I've got on the brush is going to be enough, and I'm just going to keep working this into the crease, above the crease, and into the outer V there. As with all YSL eyeshadow palettes, this is buttery soft, blending like an absolute dream. It's a beautiful shade actually, I love this. So that tiny little tap has given me all that, so it really could be built up to something very strong. If you've got a deeper complexion to me, you could really build this one up. I'm hoping it's going to work as a liner at the end as well. That would be fantastic. So just doing the other side. So I'm wondering now, if you're watching this, have you made your decision on holiday releases? I think they've pretty much all been either teased or released by now. So have you chosen what you're getting, or have you decided to skip this year, or to go mad and get everything, or some, or just this or not this? I would love to hear. What are your standouts? I think my standouts that I'm most excited about is the Clé de Peau one, which I do actually have on the way. I know that's already launched in the US, but that's the one that made me think, wow. But from a beautiful packaging point of view, it's probably this one as well. The Danessa Myrex release, I don't know, that's not really a holiday release, is it? It's just released now, but that's certainly been a very exciting one for me. And obviously we've got Dior coming, which is launched in the US. The more expensive Dior, the quads or quints, I'm not sure if there's 5 or 4 in those ones, I can't remember to be honest, but anyway, they look gorgeous. And they are available in the US, and they should be here probably within a week or so. They usually get here fairly quickly once they've launched in the US. And then we've got a quad coming from Chanel, which is, it looks very bright, which is quite different from Chanel actually. It's got a bright pink. It's a shade of pink I might actually be happy to try. So lots of exciting things to come. And obviously today we had Pat McGrath. So with my Refa number 3, I'm going to take this underneath. So I did ask all of you what you thought about Pat McGrath and whether I should get the collection or not, and the overall view was nobody's interested, which I do find quite sad, because Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona for me were the sort of top standouts for exciting releases, because eyeshadows are my absolute favourite when it comes to makeup. They're the reason I'm here, they're the reason that I got into this. I love eyeshadows and I love Pat McGrath. So I can't help still be quite excited about the release, because I do think they look lovely. So I have ordered some. Whether you'll be interested in that review or not, I don't know, but I have ordered some. So this is using the number 3 and it's picking up a bit more pigment. But I am going to try and go in with a liner brush at the end to see if I can get a bit more out of it, I think. So I'll leave that for now. So now I'm basically going to use all three shimmers because there's no way I'm leaving any of these out. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to take this on the sort of outer edge because it's the deeper shimmer. I will definitely be doing all of these with my fingers because I want the maximum shine from it. So there, that is very soft, very buttery, no fallout whatsoever because it's that really, really soft finish. There's no bits in it, it's not chunky, it's just smooth, soft, beautiful, quite velvety. If you know the YSL quads, they really are phenomenal. Very user-friendly, by the way. I'll take this now on the other side. That is very beautiful, isn't it? So now for the high impact sort of wow shade, which is the gold. I'm going to take this again with my finger. This one has more of a sort of metallic finish from swatching it. Oh wow, no, it's not that metallic-y actually. Those two together, they look absolutely stunning. Look at that. That is beautiful, it really is, and it's just so easy. Talk about putting an eye look together in seconds. Oh, I love it. They really do just blend each other for you. They're just so easy. You could probably do this whole look with your fingers, you know, and I know some people don't like that, but you really could. So obviously you could try this with a flat brush, and you could try it with a wet brush. You could also use some sort of primer to get it to pop a little bit more. It might do that. I'm just testing it for you as it is. So all I've got on at the moment is concealer and then powder on top. So it's just powder onto powder. Whereas if I went in with something like my artist wand from Pat McGrath, I would probably get a bigger pop with that gold. Anyway, let's now take the lightest shimmer, again on my little finger, and now take this into the very sort of inner section of the eye. Do you know, that's not showing up much. It's definitely more of a topper shade or an inner corner. So I think what I'm actually going to do is take the gold across the whole of the lid. So I'm going to go back in with the gold. And now I'm going to take this shimmer on the Ref number 3 and run it underneath, just over that brown a bit. Just stopping there, copying above with below as I always do. And now doing the same with the gold. That is beautiful. And now we're going to try the topper. So with my BK Beauty 207, I'm going to take this and then put it into the inner corner. I called it a topper. I haven't actually got a big description on this palette, but that's how I read this, as a topper. Perfect for underneath the brow look. As long as you don't mind a bit of gold, because there's definitely a bit of gold in that. It's much more of a sort of light shimmer. And that's why it doesn't really show up on the eye on its own. I've managed to get a little bit in my brow, so don't do that because that doesn't look good. Anyway, I'm going to take some of the topper, I think, and just try it as a pop of light in the middle to see if it makes a difference. I can sort of see it, but I can't see it an awful lot if I'm honest. So I do think this is definitely more of an inner corner under the brow, not in the brow sort of shade. But there we go, that's the sort of final look. I will just tidy up a little bit and put mascara on, but that is how it's looking before I do any of that. I'm also going to go in with a black liner. I think I will go in with a black liner because this brown is not deep enough. I will show you actually. I'll try it with the liner brush, but I'm pretty certain it's not going to give me what I need from a liner point of view. So there, I've put it there and I haven't put it there. Hasn't made an awful lot of difference. So it's not deep enough for me as a liner. So I'll just go off camera, put some liner and mascara on and be back to show you this final look. So that's how it's now looking with liner and mascara on. Still have a little bit too much in my brow, so just ignore that. Otherwise, I absolutely love this. I think it is stunning and I love how glittery it is. You do need to enjoy the glitter, especially that topper shade, which is very sort of glittery. Be a bit careful when you go into this part of the eye because I did get a little bit in my eye and you can sort of feel the graininess of it. So it's not terrible, but just something to be aware of. but it is very glittery, and I did get quite a bit of fallout from it as well. I didn't from the other shades, but I certainly did with that, so I've got glittery cheeks. But anyway, I just wanted to add to the glitter, why not, using the YSL Lines Liberated. I just remembered actually that I've got this one. This was very recently launched, and this is in the shade Legendary Gold, which seems a perfect sort of combination with this. So I'm putting this into my waterline. So there you can see the eye I've done and the eye that I haven't. So you can see that sort of shimmer in the waterline, which I think is really pretty. So now onto the LOVESHINE lipsticks, and I've got a swatch video of these three, so I'll just play that for you here. So you can see these have absolutely stunning packaging, and the shades are very beautiful, not very pigmented, quite subtle shades actually. These are not new shades. I think a lot of these shades were released quite recently by YSL, but they're certainly not new. So these are all in the current LOVESHINE collection. This is just the packaging that is limited edition, but they're £36, which is the same price as the original. So you're not paying more, but you are getting this beautiful, beautiful packaging which matches with the eyeshadow. So I think they are gorgeous, and I didn't have these shades because I didn't actually pick up a lot of the LOVESHINE, so I was happy to get all three. But if there's one that you really like, you might want to keep it for the packaging. Entirely up to you, but they're not costing more, so if you don't have the shades and you wanted to get one anyway, this is a good time to get a beautiful case, because these won't be around after Christmas. I won't imagine, they'll probably all be gone. So if you're not familiar with LOVESHINE, it says here that these have 6 nourishing oils which give you a sleek silver look. It gives you 24 hours of hydration and protection. It doesn't. It gives me about 3 hours of hydration, but then I have the driest lips on the planet. But anyway, its formula is 60% oil base, and it's got fig pulp, which melts onto the lips for instant hydration and softer moisturised lips over time. Choose from neutral everyday shades to pops of mauve and pink, which is pretty much what these three are, sort of covering those three. So I'm going to try them on sort of in order of preference for me. So this one is the lightest. This is number 44. And if you don't know LOVESHINE, it straight away just feels like you've put a lip balm on. Extremely, but it's very lightweight. It's not one of these thick ones, certainly not like sort of Dior Gloss or anything like that. It's a very lightweight lip balm. Obviously called LOVESHINE because it's giving your lips that bit of love and the shine. Very comfortable, super easy to apply. These can be applied in the dark. I really believe they could. No effort whatsoever there. It's just giving me a tiny splash of colour, which I don't think is enough for this look. I think I need a bit more oomph, but this is lovely for sort of every day. So I wouldn't consider this a party one, considering the packaging, but anyway, this is still pretty. So next I'll go in with 201, and this one has a bit more colour to it, and it's a bit more of a sort of winter autumn shade for me. So I've built that up as much as I can. So you can see there's not much pigment with these at all, but there's a little bit more with this, and this is a perfect autumn shade. So again, I wouldn't call this a party shade, I would call this an everyday autumn shade. So again, lovely packaging. If you want to take it to work, take it everywhere with you and just keep pulling it out and enjoying it, that's how I would personally use this, because it doesn't complete a sort of party look like I'm wearing now, in my opinion anyway. So lastly, 209, my favourite, and this one is more of a party look. It's the deepest of the three in shade. You can see more pink and a bit more sparkle. I'll just show you now. See straight away the glitter, the shimmer and the pink. This is a party shade. And this is the one that was launched in the UK before this collection launched on the YSL site. So I actually already showed this on one of my videos if you're thinking you've seen it before. I think that might have been the Danessa Myrex. I can't remember, I've done so many videos in the last few days, but anyway, you might have seen this one before. But this one is definitely my favourite, and this is a party vibe. I love this, but again, super easy to apply. You could do it in the dark, so great if you're just in the back of a taxi or something and it's dark and you want to top up your lips without thinking you're going to be a complete mess. I think they're perfect for that, plus the added hydration, which for me in winter becomes a real issue. So great one to take out with you and just wear on the everyday as well, or for parties. I love this one. What do you think? So that is my final look with the lipsticks and this eye look. What do you think of this eyeshadow? It really is the ultimate Christmas, New Year palette, isn't it? And these are the party lips. So if you're looking for something just to really make you feel special, to really make you feel glittery and Christmassy, get you in the festive sort of celebration mood, this is the eyeshadow palette for that. It really is beautiful. And this packaging is just exceptional. I think it's the best packaging I've seen so far from all of the holiday releases that I've tried and that I've seen, apart from Clé de Peau. I don't know if it would beat that, but I haven't got it here to compare yet, but it is stunning. It really is. I love it and I don't regret getting it. I really don't. I think it's gorgeous. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I would love to hear from you. Will you be picking these up, or have you already ordered some? I would love to hear your thoughts on this collection. I know that lots of you might think that these colours have been done a million times before, and you'd be absolutely right. You'll be able to find these shades in so many palettes. If you dip into a few, for instance, Mothership palettes from Pat McGrath, if you dip into the Natasha Denona Gold palette, or well, I could go on and on. There are loads you can find this with. Even the old YSL from last year, which was quite similar and had that gold. So you don't need this. It really is about the packaging and the fact that the shades are a little bit more of a wow factor. And again, with the lipstick, you might already have it. And if you don't have this shade, you've probably got something shiny and glittery in your collection. So I'm definitely not going to say to you, you've got to go and get this. It's the only one out there like it, because it's not. But is it special and beautiful, and are the formulas exceptional? Yes. And do I enjoy having them, and will they look beautiful on shelves or on display? Yes. And will they look beautiful when you pull them out of your handbag and use them? Yes. So for me, it's a winner. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So if you're not liked and subscribed and you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. It's so helpful to my channel. And if you already are, thank you for staying to the end of another video. I appreciate you so much. Honestly, your support means the world to me. And I hope to see all of you for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.